Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanam Punaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Together we'll chant Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verses 21 to 30.
Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam Kshine punye martyalokam vishanti Evam trayi dharmamanuprapannaha Gatagatam kama kamalabhante Ananyaschintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate Tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham Yepyanyadevata bhaktaha yajante shraddhayanvitaha Tepi mameva kaunteya yajantya vidhipurvakam Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha Natu mam abhijananti Tatvena tasya vantite Yanti deva vrata devan Pitrunyanti pitrivrataha Bhutani yanti bhutejaha Yanti madhyajinopi mam Patram pushpam phalam toyam Yo me bhaktya prayachati Tadaham bhaktyupahritam Ashnami prayatatmanaha Yat karoshi yadashnasi Yat juhoshi dadasi yat Yat tapasyasi kaunteya Tat kurushva madarpanam Shubha-shubha-phalairevam Mokshase karma bandhanaihi Sannyasa-yoga-yuktatma Vimukto mamupaishyasi Samoham sarva-bhuteshu Na me dveshyosti na priyaha Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya Mayi te teshu chapyaham Api chet suduracharaha Bhajate mam ananyabhak Sadhureva samantavyaha Samyak vyavasito hi saha
One theme that is constantly reiterated and constantly enlivened in the Bhagavad Gita. Constantly you will hear him repeat this idea in various different ways is the concept of self-agency. Even though it is so much repeated in the Gita, for some reason, people are of the view and belief that spirituality in some way takes away our self-agency. Over and over and over again in the Gita, he goes on saying how much we ourselves and only ourselves are responsible for our life. It is a very foundational concept in Vedanta. You alone are responsible for your life. And in the last verse that we did last time, verse 26, oh no, sorry, verse 25. Anyone new today?
23, I think 23 would be.
What? Who said that? We are long gone. We did verse 25, right? Last time?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Somebody has missed classes for some time. So, anyone new? Kanika Sadananda. You knew Kanika? I seem to have seen this name for the first time.
Yes, ma'am, I'm new. I actually wanted to join earlier, but I did get, my time schedule did not permit me.
Okay, so is this your very first class?
Yes, that's right. I was advised not to join the Thursday class because that's like really in depth. So that's why I'm trying to join the other classes. That's today's one and the other one that you have.
Oh, you were advised not to join the Thursday class.
Because I believe it's very in depth and I wanted to start from the beginning. But if you tell me, I'll join the Thursday class whenever my time limit permits me, because I'm an actor and an advocate, so that's why.
Okay, no, I'm not. What to join whichever one you want. I'm just surprised that somebody told you that it's better to join the Gita. I'm assuming it's somebody who's studying and he or she has said to you, join the Gita class rather than Thursday class. One lives and learns. Okay, so that's fine. Kanika, please join whichever one is comfortable to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
What is here? Everybody else is new, is not, is our same, isn't it? Not understanding your ability, capability, and going ahead with doing that action without caring about its consequences, tamasic action. What about not assessing your ability, capability correctly and underperforming actions? Playing safe, thinking one is not good enough for it, when you could have done better, therefore caring about consequences. Is that tamasic action or rajasic action? Aditi, you're in the wrong class, Aditi. This is Friday class. No, sorry, the Sunday class, not.
Hariom Jankiti, I don't attend Saturday classes, but I do listen to them. So this is a general question, so I thought maybe I could ask in the beginning of the class.
Oh, okay, we've gone further, all right. Any tamasic action is action that comes from delusion. So whether you're deluded in your over-assessment of your capacities or under-assessment of your capacities, it's still tamasic.
Okay, I was a little confused. Thank you.
Okay, so coming back to verse 25. So Kanika, first lesson for you today as the first step of your spiritual journey is realizing that you and you alone are the creator of your life. Nobody else, nothing else. And this sentence is so powerful and so not appreciated by the people who study Vedanta. Because we always think that something else, or excuse me, somebody else is in charge of something. Even your comprehension of Vedanta. Who's in charge of your comprehension of Vedanta?
We alone.
You alone, yes. Always, always it's you alone. Either you understand it on your own or you don't. Everything else is a conducive environment, is an aid, assistance, a help, whatever you want. But you are in charge of knowing it or not knowing it. And that's what he said in verse 25. What did he say in verse 25? Sendil Panyapan. Sendil, are you new?
No, ma'am. I'm not new. I missed a few classes.
Oh, okay.
That's the reason.
Okay. All right. Maybe you are a quiet one, so I don't see you at all. Okay. So what did he say last verse? Nobody's saying anything. You're going to make Kanika think that you don't attend good classes because nobody knows what's going on here.
Those who, ma'am, the verse 25 said that those who pursue sensual objects will attain that. Those, and then a second category of worshippers who believe in tradition and culture, they will actually get that. And the third ones who want to go closer to the nature, the scientists, they will investigate and get to the truth of the nature. And those who worship the Lord will reach him. This is the, I think, what I understand, this is the gradation of the pursuit, I believe. But the ultimate objective is for self-realization.
Okay, but what he did not say, and correct, very good. That is what he said. And what he did not say, but is obviously implied is,
Pursue the self.
okay,
You get what you
Self-effort.
want. You
Self-effort.
get what you ask for.
yes, very
All-
good, thank you. You get what you want. So whatever you have is what you have asked for. Believe it or not, whatever you have is what you have asked for. Obvious, no? You say, no, I never asked for this. What do you mean you never asked for this? This is what you have asked for. That's why you have it. Because nobody is in charge of getting you anything except yourself. So whatever you have got is what you have done. There is nothing else to it. This is harsh. And it's very, very motivating. Because if I have created my life and made it what it is now, then I can make it something else. If somebody else has made my life what it is now, then I will have to wait for somebody else to come and make it something else. But that's not how it is. I can do it myself. So what is he saying? If you worship the devas, devas means, he's referring here to the senses. Deva literally means the illuminator. So what illuminates the world for us is our senses. You close your eyes and the entire world of color and form has gone. Just close your eyes. Close your ears and the entire world of sound is gone. So as long as your senses are there, the world is illuminated by them. The world of the devas is, you know what happens in Devalok, right? All the apsaras are dancing and the where the Gandharvas are playing music and I don't know, and you're getting the very best food and what is happening? It is all sensual enjoyment. So the heaven of the gods is supposed to be the height of sensual enjoyment. So those who are in pursuit of sensual enjoyments, sensual enjoyment sounds like something very boring, but what does it mean? I love watching movies. I love seeing beautiful sights. I want to go here and there and see all these beautiful things. Why are they keeping me at home? I'd love to go sightseeing. I'd love to hear nice things, nice sweet music, nice sweet words. I like it when people talk to me sweetly and they tell me nice things. I don't like it when they speak badly, and I call them toxic. Those are all toxic people. Toxic means their word, that sound is not suiting my ears. So all sorts of names I will call people whose sound doesn't appeal to my ears. And I always want to hear nice, smell nice things, all fragrances everywhere. Everywhere you go, fragrances. You spend so much at the spa for what? They'll tell you fus or something, or they'll put on some candle. Oh, how divine. Okay, so all this enjoyment is seeking the devas. Seeking the devas means seeking heavenly pleasures. Heavenly pleasures are what? Only sensual enjoyments. So those people who want sensual, nobody is criticizing it, okay? Nobody is saying it's bad. Nobody says you shouldn't do it. Nothing. There is no value judgment over here at all. He's making a statement of fact. If you pursue these enjoyments, then that is what you get. Then he says, those who pursue the Pitrus, Pitrus means the ancestors. Those who pursue the Pitrus, what happens to them? They get the Pitrus. Getting Pitrus means what? You become traditional, you become cultured, you become, people are traditional, they have they are cultured types, right? They don't do any nonsense. That's the difference between people who have wealth for many generations in their family versus people who have very recently got wealth. We look down on them, we say, oh, these are the nouveau riche and all. Suddenly got wealth and feel that, oh my God, I got the end all and be all of everything. And look how great I am because I have money. So cultured people don't behave like that. If you see people who have traditional wealth or traditional knowledge or traditional, in the sense they come from a cultured family, and then they are also extremely cultured. They will not, you know what I mean, right? So those who pursued the ancestor, like I remember we had gone, Surekha had taken us, had gone somewhere where for one of our retreats only, and he was the Maharaja of that place, and we were staying in his palace, and so polished, and he used to drive us around in his Mercedes to show us this a lovely place of his, and so much history, so much grandeur, so much culture. He could like spend 3 hours talking on like one thing in his erstwhile kingdom. And obviously he was a Maharaja, so wherever people would pass him, they would bow down their head and do hukum. Whenever you see him, you have to say hukum. All his so-called praja used to do that. And he's driving and in the mountains. He used to leave this steering wheel and he used to also do to them. So, oh my God, keep your hands on the steering wheel. We are in the mountains over here. But so cultured, like, if people were extremely respectful to him, well, he was extremely respectful to everybody. The lowest person does hukum to him, he will drop his steering wheel and he will bow his head. So cultured. So when there's tradition, there is always this, there's mostly this tradition. You can't say it'll always be there, but it's a pleasure to watch. So some people are very much into this culture. They are into classical music, classical dance, into traditional, good behavior and manners. And everything, even if you see the old time Brits or whatever. So there's something nice about it. Those people who look for that, find that. Bhutani yanti bhuteja. Those who look for the bhutas. Bhutas means the elements. That means those who study the elements. Who study the elements? The science. So these people, they study the elements, study like Einstein, find out what is space, what is time. They want to know the answers to these questions. What is gravity? Like Newton, he sees an apple fall. And what all he comes through? Because he gets it. He gets it means he reaches that point. Whatever he's pursuing a comprehension of nature. So, well, that's what he gets. So once lot of people are always into sensual pleasures, Pana, pina, whatever they want to do. Then a second lot are into culture and tradition. So they will listen to classical music, or maybe they're extremely well mannered. They play the piano or the sitar. They're all following ancestral cultural things. Third lot are the scientists. They study nature. And so that's what they get. They get a comprehension of nature. So what is he basically telling you? Moral of the story is, whatever it is that you are pursuing, it is what you get. That is what the word worship means. When you say you worship, philosophically, worship means pursuit. What are you pursuing is what you are worshipping. And those people who pursue self-development, self-realization, they are the people who get that. So in your heart, you have to ask the question, what is my life supposed to do? Be careful when you ask yourself this question, because whatever it is you choose to get out of your life, that is what you get. That is what you get. So be wise in your choice. Do you think it is right for you to pursue sensual enjoyments? Do you think it is right for you to pursue culture? Do you think it is right for you to pursue science? Do you think it is right for you to pursue the self? Whatever you choose is what you get. So if you look at it, basically, there are two types of pursuits, broadly speaking. Introverted pursuits and extroverted pursuits. Extroverted pursuits is what you have the devas in the, okay. Let's say there is, with reference to the terrestrial, you have an introverted, you have an extroverted. So the extroverted people in the terrestrial realm, oh, you don't have that. Okay, so the extroverted people in the terrestrial realm pursue the devas. The introverted people in the terrestrial realm pursue science. Okay, so one lot of people in the terrestrial world, they're extroverted. All they want is to have pure maja. Extroverts. But the introverts, they are more thoughtful. They are more like trying to understand. So they will pursue science. In the transcendental, with reference to the transcendental, there are extroverted people. So what will these people do? They pursue culture and tradition. So they will follow the rituals or whatever their culture tells them should be done. But it's all extroverted, because all you're going to get is the paraphernalia of religion. I mean, you'll be very good, you'll be a very nice person, but all you got is the paraphernalia. And the introverts in religion, in the transcendental, seek the self. So whichever arena you are in, you can be extroverted or introverted. In the terrestrial, when you are extroverted, you pursue the devas, means sensual enjoyments. When you're introverted, You pursue science. Introverted means you're thoughtful, you apply yourself, just chalo maja masti kare. And in the transcendental also same thing. The extroverted people are doing the cultural things, like they will do the rituals, they will do the, my father was charitable, so I am charitable. All extrovert. And the introverts pursue the self. So you have to decide for yourself what you want, because as Ramatirtha says, "O man, thou shalt not be mocked by God." Whatever you want is what you are going to get. Should you not carefully think about what you want?
Janki ji, one question.
Go ahead, Milan.
Janki ji, verse 25 is saying, if you are pursuing Devas, you will go to Devas. Okay? Verse 23 is saying, if you are pursuing worldly God, you will come to me. It's contradicting.
Okay, so does anybody understand what verse 24 is, 23 is saying? What was the point in verse 23? Who remembers?
Janki, you're ultimately looking out for happiness,
Okay.
eternal happiness, due to which you're looking in the wrong place. You're pursuing it in the wrong area, but you're looking for happiness.
But now I don't know whether, Aditi, what you're saying is right about what verse 23 says. But will this answer Milan's question?
So, verse 25 is saying that whatever you pursue, you will get that. So, again, it more or less you're pursuing your happiness only. So, whatever you're pursuing, you will keep trying to pursue that till you don't attain self realization.
I'm not convinced.
Other gods refer to limited goals in verse 23, and pursuit of that will also mean pursuing the self. However, it will be limited to finite happiness.
Okay, good. Mr.
Janki, the key question is, they are doing it contrary to traditional practice, which means that actually they are seeking the infinite, but in the wrong place, and they are seeking the infinite in the wrong place, but they will get limited goals. Whereas the practice is to get the ultimate, or earlier the pursuit was for the self-realization.
But that is not the point, yaar. Is it contradicting? No, that is, you highlight that thing.
I think he's saying that it is our duty to find out what is worth pursuing. And if we choose the lower, then we have lost this opportunity, that is this human life, to pursue the higher, to seek the self. That's what I understand.
What you are saying is independently right, but it is not answering my question.
Janki, one more opportunity. It will take a very long time for the people who pursue the other pursuits, because it is taking a very circuitous route. Whereas the best and straight method is self-realization, which is actually the same effort, but towards self-realization. All other efforts will be very, very, very lengthy.
Okay, Milan, look at verse 23, what it is saying. It says, even those devotees who endowed with Shraddha worship other gods, they also worship me.
Yes.
Okay, so what is the point over here? The point over here is those who are worshipping other gods. What is other gods?
Worldly things.
Limited goals.
Yeah, limited goals, worldly things, anything other than the self. Those people who are pursuing anything other than the self, they also worship me alone. Means they also are only seeking me. Seeking me means seeking what?
Happiness.
Infinite happiness.
So this verse is only talking about that no matter what you're pursuing, you're only pursuing happiness. That is what
Yes.
this verse says.
Yes.
What that verse says is, what verse 26 says is, whatever what 25 says is, you are going to get what you pursue in
Yes.
terms of that thing, whatever it is. This is
You
not
will
in
not,
terms of happipiness.
so you will not get ultimate happiness, you mean to say?
Yeah, it's not talking about any kind of happiness. It's only saying that if you start pursuing, like, चलो कहाँ अच्छा खाना मिलता है, कौन से ऑनलाइन स्टोर से सबसे अच्छी रबड़ी कुल्फी मिलती है. If you start pursuing this, then
You
you
will
will
get it.
find the online store that gives you the best rabdi kulfi.
Mhm.
That's all it is saying.
Janki ji, but isn't that ultimately pursuing happiness itself?
Yeah, but the verse is not referring to that. The verse is saying whatever you are choosing to get. Now, if you choose to study law, then what will you become? You will become an advocate. If you choose to do medicine, then you become a doctor. That's what this verse is saying. If you choose to find the best places for us to go on a holiday, then you'll find the best places for us. You know, some people, if you want to go on a holiday, you can easily ask them, kahan gaye the, kya kiya hai, then they'll tell you. They always have the best information about that. And they can tell you. So whatever you choose is what you're going to get. That's all he's saying here. There he's saying no matter what you choose, all you're really looking for is happiness. But it is contrary to traditional practice, means it is not the way you're going to find the happiness. Is that clear?
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
But while studying, ma'am, should we do like this, that each verse, because it's also in the context of the whole chapter, let's say, or even the whole Gita for that matter.
Yes, of course.
And this chapter itself is divided into, let's say, 20 to 28 talk about this. So we should understand it more holistically, no?
Yes. You first step when you're studying the Gita is first understand what the verses say. Now, to see whether you've actually understood what the verse is saying, see it in context. Does it make sense in context? Because only when it makes sense in context have you interpreted this correctly. Otherwise, independently, any verse you can interpret to mean anything.
Correct.
So yes, you have to look holistic. So look at this very topic itself. What is what number does the topic start at?
20 to 28.
20 to 28. So if you look at 20, verse 20. 20 says, those people who have indulged in spiritual practices, okay, they don't get the benefit of it. Means you return. They come back, right? So 21 says you indulge in spiritual practices. What is indulging in spiritual practices? You do them because you enjoy them. And so you enjoy it. It's lovely. It's great. You listen to bhajans and you were transported to a different world. You studied the Bhagavad Gita and you were so inspired. You feel so good about it. But then what happens? You come back to your normal life. So he gave us, that's not how you pursue it. How you pursue it is ananya chinta. You pursue it as a goal. Now, if you're pursuing something else, that's verse 23, what you're really pursuing is only the ultimate, because you're only pursuing happiness. And the ultimate experience is really the enjoyer. It is the Lord of all those yajnas which you did for all your pleasures. But you don't understand that that's the ultimate, so you fall. He's explained that.
Yeah.
Whatever you have chosen to pursue, verse 25, whatever you have chosen to pursue is what you have got. If you have chosen to pursue something perishable, you will fall, obviously. You will fall means that thing will go away. Okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Ma'am, one additional point that is being told is also that the right to choose is yours. Since you are making the choice, you have to also take what you strive for, will what comes to you. So in 23 and 25, It is also indirectly telling the choice is made by you, hence you get what you strive for.
That is true. That is the implication of that verse. But in the flow of thought, then you'll have to put it right in the beginning that you are getting the consequences of what you have chosen. If you have chosen to indulgence in spiritual life, then you will fall from it. Means you will feel very nice and then nothing. So suppose somebody comes to the class. Okay. Saroj Talwar. Saroj, I don't think I've seen you. I've seen the name often. I don't think I've seen you. Now suppose Saroj has come to our class. Been coming for some time, no, Saroj? I seem to remember this name. Okay, so she's come, and she or he, just you or he, and then you feel very, very nice. And then what? Then you go back to your normal life. You fight with spouse, fight with children, fight with staff. And think, what was the use of feeling so nice? Then you get very upset because Dudwala hasn't come. Or you throw a tantrum because the neighbor is being stupid. Or at work, you say they are not promoting me, they are promoting all the others. Problem or the other? Or this great frustration that people have that I am not, I haven't achieved as much success as I should have achieved. So many issues, right? Go back to them. But your study should be such that you don't go back to those issues. Your study should be such that you have other issues now. Don't think you're going to escape problems. Problems will be there, but at least have new problems, please. Same problem over and over again. Don't you get bored with those problems? Solve them so that you can now get a fresh set of problems. But if you don't solve these set of problems, you won't get new problems. Same class over and over again, you will do same exam over and over again, you'll give. You go to the next class, you'll at least get another exam to give. So you fall. That means you enjoyed that particular experience and then got back to your normal life. तो उसमें क्या फायदा हुआ? Let us do it in such a way that we at least move one step forward. थोड़ा तो आगे बढ़े जिंदगी में. So that at least now कुछ और नए interesting problems करेंगे. How to set up a university. थोड़ा interesting problem ले लो ना. Same boring. अब मेरा husband ऐसे है, मेरा wife ऐसे है, वही problem. वो boring हो गया अभी. So once you take up higher things in life, then you find greater results. But it's just more fun in life when you have different type of problems. So if you don't do that, same rigmarole over and over again. Same rigmarole. You know, it's like, you know what to say. Sometimes I speak to students, you know, they have lost somebody very, not recently, but a few years ago, one of the students, very suddenly, her husband passed away. So suddenly they've gone out for a walk and he died. So this can be shocking because they were not of that age, or I mean, they were both in the pink of health. Nothing, just went out and he died, like there and then. So what do you think that person must have gone through? The shock of it, the pain. I mean, you can imagine, right? You just out with your husband and well, he's no more. So you can understand what that person went through. And not only the emotional pain of it, but like all his matters, like whatever business he's running, whatever, all his matters are left undone. Yes, she has to wind up or continue, or it's all chaos, general chaos. Because hardly anybody keeps everything all ready for their departure, which is a lesson we should have learned because of this lady's thing, that Is everything in my life ready in such a way that if I drop down dead today, nobody's going to be in any trouble? Have I kept it ready? Because I know everybody in this class is now thinking, I know my husband, he has definitely not kept everything ready. If anything happens to him, I will have him. But have I kept everything ready? That if I go, at least nobody is any trouble. But now 3 years have passed. And if you talk to her, she's still suffering that. So, unless you take up something higher, you just stay there. You won't. It's the sad thing. It's not trying to be uncharitable towards her. These things are not easy to get over. If we went through them, God alone knows whether we will be able to come out of it in 3 years. But the fact of the matter is, at some time, you have to move on. And how do you move on? How do you move on?
Have a higher goal, higher ideal.
Take up something. Take up something as high as you can do. Otherwise, you still stay there. Suppose you feel, oh my God, I worked so hard on my career, but it hasn't gone up, and I would really like it to go up even more, and I should have been so much here. What's your solution? What happened? What's your solution? Nobody's listening, kya? एक ही answer है.
You take up the higher in
Take
that
up a
field
higher
itself.
thing. Yes. Why did you not say that, Aditi? Where is everybody else? Are you all getting the point or not? If you keep trying to establish yourself in your profession, know for certain you are going to not do it. What should you do? Take it up as service. Don't take it up as I have to establish myself. I have to do this. I have to do that. I. Jara chodo to say. What are you finding so attractive about yourself? That I. All the time. Mera ye, mera wo. Mera ye, mera wo. Chalo ab. It's okay when you're a child. That's what a child is, right? My stomach is hurting. My thing is happening. He is ignoring me. Children live like that, and that is acceptable. Adults living like that. Hoo for every little thing. Chalo, grow up a bit. So unless we take up something higher, unless we are able to have some vision, what will happen?
You will be in the same rut.
Happiness.
Sorry? You're in the same place. Unless you take something higher, you're in the same place. And then go on saying the same thing over and over again. But sometimes the pain is too much and the brain is fogged. Taking up something higher becomes difficult. Yes, of course, Kanika. Of course. The pain is too much. The brain is fogged. Taking up something higher is difficult. Yes. This is the sympathy we give to others, not ourselves. It is difficult. Everything is difficult. Kanika, did you ride a cycle? Did you ride a cycle ever? Do you drive? Do you ride a cycle? Okay. So was it difficult or was it easy? You got on it, it was difficult. You fell off, you hurt yourself, you got on, you fell off. And then eventually you were riding it, right? So if I keep telling myself it's difficult, then I get to stay there. That's what he's telling us. Whatever you're choosing is what you're getting. If you keep telling yourself it's difficult, then you get to stay there. That doesn't mean it is not difficult. That just means that though it is difficult, I have to figure out a way of doing this. Maybe I take smaller steps. Maybe I wait for a little while and then do it. Whatever, but I have to know that I have to do this thing. This is my next thing. I have to do it. How I do it, that is my hard work. That it is difficult? Yes, it is. That you have to do it? Well, if you don't want to stay where you are, what are your options? Pain is there, but suffering is a choice. Yes, all these things are nice, but we must understand what they really mean. Means that I have to take up something. If you say, you said you were a lawyer, right? You said you were an advocate, isn't it? Actor and advocate. Actor and advocate. Okay. Even my father was also an actor and advocate. These advocates like to act, I think. So he is so, and human rights activist. Oh, okay. Advocate means a lawyer advocate or an advocate of human rights? Lawyer, okay. So now, if you want to establish yourself as a lawyer, okay, and you say, oh, I want more cases, then it is all about me. But when you say, I want to, how can I serve with being a lawyer? That doesn't mean people say, oh my God, if I serve everybody, then who will pay my fees? It's not that you don't take your fees. It's that your attitude in it is of service. I want to help people. You have to make it specific that, okay, this is what I'm going to do to help through whatever I am doing. And when you do that, it pulls you out of whatever is the pain. It could be pain of loss, pain of failure, pain of hundreds of things. This is the human mortal coil. It is heir to all these pains. And it is our job to pull ourselves out of it. Pain is, we will meet all this in life. This is life. If this wasn't there in life, you'll be dead. The only people who don't have pain are those who are in the graveyard. Why are you saying I shouldn't have pain? Of course you'll have pain. But you must know the art of lifting yourself out of that pain. Otherwise,
You will remain in the same place.
or you stay there. Those are your options. Stay there or get out. Up to you. But whatever you choose is what you get. That is to be understood from the fact that he says those who worship the devas get the devas, those who worship the ancestors get the ancestors, the worshippers of the elements go to the elements, those who worship me come to me. Salim Ali, you remember Salim Ali? He pursued birds all his life. So then that's what he got. Okay. Mukesh Ambani Ashumukti pursued building the Reliance Empire. So that's what he got. Whatever. Mahatma Gandhi pursued independence, so that's what he got. Einstein pursued science, so that's what he got. And Buddha pursued self, so that's what he got. What is it I'm pursuing? If I'm doing a mix and match, a hash of everything, what will I get?
Mix and match hash everything.
Yeah, I get a nice khichdi of all the things that I did. And so now we complain, I'm getting a khichdi, I'm getting a khichdi. Arey, but you did khichdi, then you get no khichdi. You put moong dal and rice in a pressure cooker, तो और क्या मिलने वाला है? You can say, I was hoping to get kofta curry. Arey, but you put moong dal and rice. How can you get kofta curry? You will get the dish that you tried. Varsha. But that will work when the intellect is stronger. If in the throes of emotion, then should not emotion be appealed to? Bhakti, like Krishna appeals to all of Arjuna. Varsha, what do you mean? But that will work when the intellect is stronger.
That
Yeah.
we all know that the pain is there, but we have to keep an higher ideal. That when the emotion is when the mind is taken over, There's no way for the intellect to, be heard. Unless, of course, you worked hard on your intellect all the time and the intellect is stronger. But in the throes of emotion, when somebody's in deep pain, right? There's no way to appeal to that person's intellect or to your own intellect for that matter. No?
But Varsha, wait a second. Firstly, let's remove other people from this equation, because
Okay,
at the moment
us.
he's talking about what we do.
Yeah.
If you say that your intellect is not able to, then you won't be able to do anything. You won't be able to appeal to emotion also. Appealing to emotion also, who's to do in you? It's your intellect only.
Right.
When
Yeah.
your intellect doesn't function, nothing, you will sit there and cry. When your
Yeah.
intellect functions, you'll say, okay, I can make myself feel better by having an ice cream. Now, then have an ice cream.
Right. Okay.
But your intellect has to drive the process.
Correct. Okay. So the intellect appeals to the emotion to ride over that and then takes over.
Yeah, whatever. It need not be
Yeah.
emotional. Can be like have an ice cream.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it's easier to cool our minds down. Intellect is interrupted, right, by this mind going berserk. So first
Correct.
step the intellect needs to take with whatever capacity is. Okay, mind तो थोड़ा शांत हो जाए. कैसे शांत हो जाऊं? आइसक्रीम खा लो, ले लो. गुलाब जामुन खा लो, ले लो. और whatever. मम्मी के साथ बात करो. और डैडी के साथ बात करो. Or whatever it is that gets your mind to settle down.
Yeah.
But the intellect will have to make you do that.
You're right. Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Kanika, my life has been a roller coaster ride. Welcome, Kanika. That's been for all of us. But I alleviated my pain from myself from the pain by serving people. Correct. And I'm in a happy space now. So in fact, when people thought I was helping them, actually they were helping me. Yes, that is correct. We have to serve the world because that's the only way that the individual survives and the world survives. Otherwise, the individual also dies and the world is also ruined. But from there, that is only our survival. Then we have to from there work harder with the help of knowledge, because there's a lot for us to still uncover. The most basic step is always that we can consider others. This is the first step. Now once we have achieved so much, then we have a long journey ahead of us. So let us find out. The very, very famous verse 26. I'm sure most of you know it by heart. If you don't, please do. But you should know this verse. It's a very, very popular and famous verse. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktyuparutam ashnami prayatatmanah. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktyuparutam ashnami prayatatmanah. A very important verse, very famous verse, and it's a verse that drives home a very important idea, because he has been telling us that we will get what we pursue. And pursue to us refers to some kind of actions. But look at what he is talking. Patram. Patram means leaf. Pushpam, flower. Phalam, fruit. Toyam, water. So leaf, flower, fruit, water. Yaha. Yaha prayachati. Prayachati means he offers. Yachati, to give. Prayachati means he offers. Me bhaktya. Bhaktya, if you have been following your Sanskrit classes, I hope you are all, or at least somewhat participating in the Sanskrit classes. So some of this is at least clear to you when you read it. Bhaktya, Tritiya Vibhakti, by the instrument of bhakti. So what yaha prayachati, he offers. With what does he offer? Bhaktya, with bhakti. What is he offering? Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. He's offering a leaf, a flower, a fruit, and water. He who, may means to me. So he who offers me a leaf, flower, fruit, and water. That aham, bhaktyuparitam, that which was given with this bhakti, ashnami. Ashnami means to eat. It means I accept it, I take it. Prayatat manaha. जो प्रयत्न कर रहा है, that person who is striving. So prayat manaha, as you can see, is in the prathama vibhakti, just as yaha is. So that person. So obviously it's an adjective of the yaha. And yes, Bharat. So it is an object, it is a okay. It is an adjective of the yaha. Prayatatmanaha, yaha prayatatmanaha. Prathama vibhakti both, so it is an objective of the yaha, as an adjective of the yaha. So what is he really saying in this verse? Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. These are all symbolic terms. Basically, you understand what the verse says. Okay, he says, if you offer me a leaf, a fruit, a flower, water, that is enough for me. What does it mean? Patram means a leaf. Leaf is the most active part of a plant. So it refers to action. Pushpa is a flower. So flower, the most essential characteristic of a flower is the fragrance, right? A flower is a flower only if it has fragrance. So fragrance, as you know, is the word vas, from which we have the word vasana. So flowers represent the vasanas. Fruit represents the total, the result, because that's finally the fruit of the tree. Is the fruit in the sense, it's the total, the result. Means total vasanas. And water refers to body. Water refers to body because anything that is dehydrated loses its form. And you hydrate it and then it has some form. So form is body. So water refers to body. So what are you going to offer the Lord? You offer the Lord your actions, your vasanas, your total results, and the body itself. So this is what you're offering the Lord. Now, why are you offering the Lord this? Because why does he even talk about Patram and Pushpam and Phalam and Toyam? Why even talk about this? Because just think about it. What can you offer the Lord? Whatever you choose, I will offer the Lord. I will give the Lord so much gold. But then you have to ask yourself this question, whose gold is it now? I offer the Lord so much money. Okay, but whose money is it now? It's my money, it's my gold. If really, the day he decides to help himself to it, you think you'll be able to do something about it? So what can you offer the Lord? It is already his. So therefore, it is not what you offer that is important, but how you offer it. That is why it is with bhakti. But is bhakti enough? No. Prayatat manaha. The striving self. We will of course study this in more detail next time. That's it for today. We'll continue next time. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Hari Om Janki ji, thank you.
Hari Om Janki.
Hari Om Janki ji.
Hari Om, Hari Om Janki.
Hari Om.
Thank you
Janki
so much. Thank you.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Janki ji. Thank you.
Hari Om Janki ji. Thank you very much.
Janki ji, thank you.
Hari Om Janki ji, thank you.
Hari Om.
Thank you, ji.
Hari Om Janki ji.